Thank you for having me. My topic is Contraries of Morality. Humans must have always speculated on the subject of living a happier life. With countless innovations and advancements in technologies, we have strived to make things and life more comfortable. But it is not only things we have tried to improve, but human beings in itself too have directed questions at themselves and tried to emulate themselves to live the good life. In effect, humans started trying to find the right way of living. Around 6th century BC, Greek philosophers came in contact with people of different customs and laws, and they turned their curiosity to themselves and tried to find whether theirs was the most superior way of living. This opened the study of finding the right way of living. People with particular religion, belief, history, tribe, or place have their own particular sects of customs that they believe is right way of living and the absolute. Living in accord with that particular custom makes any individual right, and any deviation from it is considered wrong. So strong and important do this judgment become that we modulate our life according to them and judge others' conduct on the basis of these customs. We judge what they ought to do and ought not to do, and if anyone does what they wish to do disregarding what they ought, they become a social outcast. Morality is this code of conduct by which we speculate right or wrong, good or evil. It can be of several types. Subjective morality, in which right and wrong are determined by subjective feeling. It is determined by one's own conscience. Hence, objective right and wrong lose meaning as they become subjective. Cultural morality, in which morality is determined by particular set of rules belonging to a particular culture at a particular time. Morality by divine decree, in which morality is considered to be sourced from God. Actions are considered right if they are commanded by God, and bad or wrong if God command we refrain from it. But this opens the question of whether acts are good or evil because God commands it, or acts are good or evil in themselves and God commanded accordingly. It opens the question whether there is a natural morality or not. Medieval thinkers such as William of Ockham believed that goodness and badness solely depend on the divine will. All acts are indifferent, and it is God's command which make them good or bad. Virtue ethics deals with ideas of right and wrong characterized by living in accord with traditional virtues. Aristotle in his Nicomachean Ethics discusses this concept of moral virtues. He is not concerned with moral duties, but rather what makes men happy. For Aristotle, virtuous life is the happiest life. Aristotle argues that acting in accordance with reason is the feature of all traditional virtues which is required to live the happiest or the self-actualized life. According to feminist theories, morality is in the relationship of caring for others. For women, morality is not in the individualistic nature of other moral theories, but has more emphasis in social relations and moral emotions like love and sympathy. Utilitarians determine goodness by the overall goodness of the consequence of the action. John Stuart Mill, in his work Utilitarianism, 1861, produced a sophisticated version of utilitarianism in which pleasure, which concerns with everyone's happiness, may be higher or lower. Higher pleasure is obtained through intellectual pursuits and is supposed to carry more weight than lower pleasure, those which are obtained through sensation. For utilitarianism, no action is intrinsically right or wrong. No person's preferences or interest, including your own, your friends, relative, neighbors, carry greater weight than any other person's. Some believe morality to be product of the political state and its laws, and if there is no law against it, then no action is wrong. Hence, morality is considered a product of the civilized life. Hobbes and Rousseau believed that there was no right or wrong before man organized into a political community. It is the civil society which commands or forbids certain acts for the common good. While some believe morality to be custom which is widespread among men, it has been imposed to keep people under subjection, and it has been passed down by generation to keep people in check. Friedrich Nietzsche takes this idea further with his master slave morality theory, in which states which states that there is no good or bad, only strong, which comprises of masculine virtues of power, and weak, which comprises of feminine virtues of patience and obedience. Each class condemned the opposite, and the slave morality with weight in numbers triumphed over the other by subverting the other. Hence, they distributed the emanations of humility and charity over others. Whereas Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels hold the materialistic conception according to which moral, political, artistic, social, and philosophical ideas are determined by economic conditions of society. Each age, people, and class forms its ideas to suit their peculiar economic situation. But there can be some actions of right or wrong which are independent of all those stated above. These work on basic needs and demands of human nature. Therefore, not all morality is conventional. Let's consider the trolley problem. Philippa Foot in 1967 in her paper titled The Problem of Abortion and Doctrine of the Double Effect devised a thought experiment. There is a runway trolley barreling down the railway tracks. Ahead on the tracks, there are five people tied and unable to move. The trolley is headed straight for them. You are standing some distance off in the train yard next to a lever. And if you pull this lever, the trolley will switch to a different set of tracks. However, you notice that there is one person on the side track. You have two options. Do nothing and allow the trolley to kill five people on the main track. Pull the lever and the trolley pull the pull the lever, diverting the trolley onto the side track where it will kill one person. Now, is killing one life to save five justifiable? If so, does this mean killing in certain cases is allowed? Or any killing itself is wrong, so one must do nothing and let five people die? Consider another problem by Judith J. Thompson, in which you are on the footbridge overlooking the track, where five people are tied down and trolleys rushing towards them. There is no spur this time, but near the bridge there is a chubby man, and if you heave him over to the side, he will fall onto the track and his bulk will stop the trolley. He will die in the process. What do you do? Is it murder to sacrifice the man to save others? Frank Chapman Sharp in 1908 took the problem forward and devised a scenario in which it is the child of the man on the side track to be sacrificed to save the life of five people. Then is the man morally obliged to kill his son in order to save other people? Here, the morality of not killing and killing for the greater good changes. People's intuitions changes, hence morality cannot be systematized. Matthew Ebert in the Normative Ethics and the Trolley Problem argues that in India, the society has built up on class affiliations, which include an intellectual caste and a moral caste. When asked, Indian people thought that pushing the fat man to his death would be immoral for an intellectual, but permissible for the warrior. How is it that some action shifts morality depending on the agent? Is it because we have different social expectations of different people in society? Lawrence Kohlberg in 1958 took the pagan theory of moral development further and came to the conclusion that morality changes as people age. According to Kohlberg, there are three stages of moral development, in which the first level is pre-conventional morality, usually applicable to 9 years or older, in which the child doesn't have a personal core or morals, but their standards are shaped by standards of adults. Level 2, conventional adolescence, a teenager. It derives moral based on their social and personal relationships. Third, post-conventional level deals with self-chosen principles. Kohlberg's thought experiments deals with the idea of obeying law versus saving a life. But it doesn't deal with feminine ideas of morality and consider women as inept to reach the highest level of morality. Carol Gillen argues that these moral development theories overlook female moral codes and judges them according to male-centric norms. Hence, systematizing morality into fixed sets of values and expecting certain responses from everyone becomes an absurd point. Theories of morality can be used for understanding certain situations but can never be appropriate for every circumstance. Social environments and personal constitutions are complex and ever changing. Assessing action based on morality requires consideration of a constellation of details which is unfathomable, considering morality can be altered by multiple variables. Thank you.